So today I want to share with you about this amazing woman, Salamah.
Yeah, Salamah is...
No, wait, jangan spoiler. Okay. So, Salamah had a husband. Okay, it was said that she loves her husband so much lah.
Okay.
They call him Abu Salamah.
Like all women
Not all women love their husband.
Okay.
Okay, the first tragedy happened when she was separated from her husband. She wanted to follow her husband for hijrah from Mecca to Medina. Okay, but her tribe didn't allow her, so she was stopped from migrating, and tu je dia dah separated from her husband. Okay, she also had an infant. Okay, so the tribe of the husband said that macam, oh, this baby is part of us. The tribalism is very strong lah, was very strong last time. So macam when they heard that another tribe did something to their tribe, they get very angry. Kalau kau nak simpan Salamah, kau simpan lah, tapi baby ni kita punya. Kau jangan nak buat gini kat baby ni. Baby ni kita punya lineage.
So the logic is, it's a male lineage and the baby
follows the father.
And so the father is one of us, so the baby should come with us.
Yes, correct. So it was so bad, like Salamah was screaming and like macam shouting, so it was very traumatic for her. So they took the baby, so she was separated from her infant and her husband. Okay, this is a huge test for her lah, and it was said also that she wasn't treated well by her tribe.
I see.
So she every single day she went to Kaabah, in front of the Kaabah, and she prayed to Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, and she cried and prayed and desperately praying for her to be reunited with her husband and her baby. And then she has been doing that for an entire year. Imagine like being separated from your husband and your infant for an entire year, and you don't give up going to Kaabah and keep on praying. Kan? Allah sent help lah through this man. She doesn't even know this man's name. Okay, so this man saw her crying every single day depan Kaabah. He spoke up. So he went to both of her husband's tribe and her tribe and argued for her.
How did he know what's going on?
Huh?
How did he know what's going on?
Maybe he asked or what lah. Like, why are you crying or what? So he argued for her. She cakap, apa pasal korang ni? Like, kasih je lah dia jumpa dia punya husband. Why do you separate her from her husband? Then he also argued for the baby. This is the baby needs the mother. You also like how do you take care of the baby also? Kan? Yeah, so Alhamdulillah, because of that man, she managed to get back her infant, and because she was so scared that they might change their minds, so she tawakkal ala Allah. Dia terus cepat-cepat quickly want to leave the country to Medina. Okay, so imagine dia macam she doesn't have anything and she's alone. She's a woman, and she was on a camel with a baby, maybe not an infant anymore, 1 year old already. Yeah, so she was alone. Okay, but then her tawakal ala Allah, dia betul-betul tawakal, and apa nak jadilah. Dia terus just go ahead and leave Medina. I'm not sure if she even know the way or not.
Okay,
so
of course she knows the way lah. The other.
Okay, I'm not sure because women. I don't know. I have this mentality that women don't know directions like me. Okay, so anyway.
No comments on that.
Okay. So Allah sent help again because of her trust in Allah. Allah sent help again. This man, Uthman ibn Talha. Yes, Uthman ibn Talha. He was not a Muslim, but he was known to have a good character and a very noble manner. So he saw this Salamah, like macam, where are you going? Why are you alone with a baby? Macam, what are you doing here? And then Salamah said, I'm going to Medina lah, and it's okay, Allah is with me. So,
and this Uthman is a Muslim?
No, not a Muslim.
Okay.
I just said just now.
Sorry.
Are you listening?
Just to be sure lah.
Uthman was not a Muslim.
Okay.
Uthman is a gentleman. So he's like, okay, I'm not gonna let this happen lah. Kesian kau sorang-sorang kan. So he accompanied Salamah and send her to Medina to reunite with her husband. And when she was reunited with her husband, Abu Salamah, she was so happy. Then she that's like a reward already, right? She's reunited with her husband and her infant and her baby.
So that means over 2 years dia tak jumpa husband lah, right?
1 year lah. 1 year plus. 1 year plus.
Huh?
Okay, so anyway, what happened next was so like heartbreaking. Okay, so during perang Uhud, Abu Salamah was severely injured kat belakang. Okay, so she was nursing Abu Salamah for months lah. Okay, and then after that he fell even more sick after another expedition.
Okay.
So like
another war lah.
So Salamah loves her husband so much tau. So during macam dia tengah in a very
like
critical state. Stop it. Okay, bila the husband tengah quite in a critical state.
Okay.
Salamah had this conversation, a beautiful conversation with him. Dia cakap, how about we make a promise to each other. If you die first, I won't marry anyone. If I die first, you won't marry anyone. Okay.
I know people who make that kind of promises.
Yeah. So Salamah loves her husband so much to the point that she put it on her to not marry anyone else. Because obviously Abu Salamah won't live that long, right? Obviously Abu Salamah is in a critical stage. He's going to die soon. But she put it on herself that she doesn't want to marry anyone else if the husband died. But look at what the husband responded. So the husband, Abu Salamah, he said that he smiled and he said, "Are you going to listen to what I say?" And after that, Salamah said, "When have I ever not listened to you?" Meaning like, of course I will listen lah. Then after that, Abu Salamah said, "If I die, I want you to remarry Salamah. Like, and I pray that Allah will give you a man who is better than me, who will not make you upset, who will treat you well and everything." So
is that a dua all men should make?
I don't know, but macam he is very noble lah. Macam he
understands lah that.
Yeah, he understands that macam no lah, you should get married.
So he gave her that condition. He said that, okay, I know you don't want to marry anyone else after me, but I think you should marry somebody else if that person is better than me. And what was the other one?
Doesn't make you sad, treat you well.
Okay.
So dia doa tau. And then after that, I mean, kita women, we are emotional like macam we see our husband, especially if we love that husband so much. She feels that there's no other man that is better than Abu Salamah lah. Okay, so Abu Salamah also taught her this doa. Okay, I heard Rasulullah SAW said this doa when you are facing any calamity. Allahumma ajurni fi musibati wa khluf li khairan minhu. Oh Allah, reward me in the tragedy that I'm facing, and replace what I lost with something better.
Okay, as in reward me for having gone through this tragedy.
Yeah.
And replace this
what I lost with something better.
Okay.
So he was teaching Salamah this dua.
So this is known as doa Salamah.
Yes. So macam Salamah had went through a lot of pain and suffering. She lost her husband, she lost her baby, and then she got reunited, and then she lost the husband again.
Oh, the husband died after the war.
Yes. So the husband died. Okay. So when the husband died too, she was like crying and grieving, and like she kept on reciting this dua. So it's quite cute lah, because when she recite this dua, Allahumma ajurni fi musibati wa khuluf li, the second part and replace with something better, then she stopped at that part because she felt like macam, who is going to marry me that is better than Abu Salamah? You know macam. But then she recited it anyway because it's something that Rasulullah SAW taught.
Okay, so she herself doesn't want to get married lah. I mean,
no lah, it's not that she doesn't want to get married, but
she felt she shouldn't get married.
No, originally she felt that there's no one that is better than Abu Salamah. Okay. So after her iddah period habis kan, Abu Bakar as-Siddiq proposed to her, and then she rejected.
But Abu Bakar as-Siddiq
is a very noble man. Yes.
Should be considered as better lah kan?
maybe not in her eyes lah.
Okay.
Because women, we are emotionally invested in a man, so macam it's hard to move on lah. So
I faham.
so it's and then after Abu Bakar as-Siddiq, she turned down, right? Then Umar ibn al-Khattab radhiyallahu an also proposed to her and she rejected, she turned it down. Okay? And then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came and proposed to her. So when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came and proposed to her, she didn't accept it immediately also.
Oh, okay.
She I mean, if she wants to get married, someone who is better, it would be Rasulullah. It would be Rasulullah because Rasulullah is the best. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the best mankind, kan? So tapi she has 3 concerns. Number 1, because the proposal is through a messenger. So she sent to the messenger. She said, number 1, I quite jealous.
Oh, okay. So she told Rasulullah.
Okay, number 1, I quite jealous. Number 2, I'm not young. I'm quite old lah. I'm not young like Sayyidatina Aisha or Sayyidatina Hafsa radhiyallahu anha.
His other wives lah.
Yeah. But she's still younger than Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But just not as young as the other wives. So, and then thirdly, I have a daughter who is completely dependent on me. Okay? So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent back the message to the messenger.
So she knows that, okay, originally she decided I'm not going to marry again. But the husband said, if somebody is better, you marry that person.
You should remarry.
Okay. And then now, so
and she thought
Abu Bakar proposed, Umar proposed, and all she rejected. And now Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam proposed.
Yeah.
And she, even then, she still has to consider.
Yeah.
And she
3 concerns.
Okay.
Yeah. It was said that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent, replied back to the messenger. Number 1, about your jealousy, I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah will make it easy for you. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, about the age, we have the same disease. We are both old.
It's not a disease lah, as in we have the same situation.
The word is marad lah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So-called
same sickness.
Okay.
So I think it's a joke lah. Macam he wants to make it lightly. You know, macam, oh, we have the same disease, we have the same marad, we are both old, so it's fine, you know. And the third one is about the daughter. I'm going to take care of your daughter and I'm going to embrace her like my own. So she was so happy that macam her prayers were answered.
And all the troubles she went through.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful reward and it's a beautiful ending. Macam she didn't even think that it didn't even cross her mind that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the best man, would propose to her. But and bila dia doa pun dia macam stopped at the second paragraph kan. But then macam she recited it anyway. She recite, and this is the reward for her, a beautiful ending and a start of a beautiful journey. Because after that, she became a really intelligent woman who narrated quite a number of ahadith. And when it was said that when people say, oh, the 2 mothers of believers is Sayyidatina Aisha radhiyallahu anha and her and Umm Salamah. So she's like the second of
so she has that level.
Yeah, she is kira quite on par with Aisha, tapi maybe the second one lah. So macam if she didn't marry Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if she didn't go through all the pain that she went through, she wouldn't be this amazing woman lah.
So I guess maybe once this kind of amazing thing happens to you, you will start thinking about all the suffering that you went through previously, and then you realise that all that is for a reason.
Yeah, macam like okay, bila dia tengah go through all the pain, macam dia separated from the baby, separated from the husband, and I would imagine it is so hard lah. Macam entah, macam bila kita, okay, when I heard this story back then kan, before I became a mother, I wasn't really that affected lah, macam okay. But then bila we have our own children kan, macam to be separated from a baby, to lose a baby is really hard lah.
Yeah.
Kan? So macam she went through all that, and she went through that alone without a husband also. Then she lost a husband that she loved so much, and because of that, because of all her patience, Allah reward her with a beautiful ending. So I think one good trait that we can emulate is never lose hope lah. Macam even though like Allah dah take the baby untuk ujian and take the baby and take the husband away, but she didn't give up praying in front of the Kaabah tu. And her level of trust and tawakkul in Allah is admirable lah, is commendable. Yeah.
So I think the other thing is also like how to handle this type of stress and difficult situations. And I think one thing that she did was, okay, we always hear people saying be patient, it's going to be over soon. But I think there's also more to it.
Yeah.
I think when bad things happen, it's also a reminder for us to be grateful grateful for the bad things that happen, because they could be the reason that prepares you for something better later on when something bad happens lah. So be grateful lah if bad things happen, and then anyway, if bad things happen also, you should be grateful anyway, because it could have been worse lah. Right?
Yeah, correct.
So I mean, it's not easy to console people who are going through tough times lah. But I think sabar and syukur are the main weapons that we have lah to fight
Sabar and syukur.
Yeah, and just hope and dua for the best and trust that Allah is going to reward, like what Salamah did.
Actually, I saw Niloufar always bila she's
yang ni Malaysian
when she first started her niqab kan, she always share this. Even until today, she always share this
doa
doa Salamah, ya Allahumma ajurni. I think she practiced it a lot.
Going through some kind of
I mean, we don't know lah, because I mean whatever that is on social media is on social media. But yeah, I think macam during tough times kan, I mean people always say go to therapy, go meet psychologists and everything. So
I think those things are important.
No, as in macam yes, it's important and it may work for some and it may not work for some. But I think if you take all these efforts, but the core thing, the zikir, the prayer, you tak buat, you akan still feel empty.
Yeah, I mean there are things that need to be done also lah.
Yeah. So macam okay, if you want to go macam therapy apa ni semua can, but the zikir you need to hold on to that. Your faith needs to be strong, because macam Salamah, all these like prophets, dorang pun go through pain, dorang pun go through hardship, even worse than us sometimes, right? And macam mana dorang cope? Dorang ada ke therapist? Dorang punya therapist is Allah lah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Dorang punya faith is strong. And kalau tak, macam mana orang-orang Palestinian semua tak traumatic? Dorang tak trauma? Of course dorang trauma kan, with all the things that happened to them. But what keeps them going, what keeps them resilient is their strong faith to Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala and their strong reliance to Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala, and also they hold on to their azkars, like this dua for example, azkars, zikir lah. Macam there are certain dua, supplications, especially those which are mentioned in the Quran, which are taught by Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that we can do, because there's berkat in following lah what the Prophet taught us. On a daily basis
lah, we should say.
Yeah lah.
Because I think there's lately lah, there are some people saying that the solution for all these problems is what I would say the Western approach, counselling and all that. But I think the worldview from that side is that they don't see that Allah is in control.
Yeah,
I mean, they don't have this kind of thinking lah. Yeah, and I think if we continue to believe that Allah is always in control, then we know that the main thing we should be doing is to continue zikir, salat, and ask for His guidance and tawakkal lah.
Like really build your connection and trust and tawakkul in Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Actually, okay lah, I'm guilty of this lah, because
was it?
No, because when I was younger, like way younger, maybe I am consumed by what social media says. When I was angry or like diuji dengan benda-benda yang hebat dalam dunia ni, and then orang suruh I zikir, I triggered say.
No lah. Okay,
macam okay zikir, sabar, I triggered. Tapi macam how to say?
There is value in that as well. There's value in.
Yes. Sabar, zikir. At that moment tu, I memang tak boleh terima. I memang akan triggered. Tapi after I am wiser, I learn a lot more. Kan, I dive into the Quran even more. I understand that zikir is the only way. Faith is the only way. Iman is the only way.
It's a good way, but there are also other approaches that can be taken.
Can lah.
I mean, because there's also, as long as it's permissible, there are also other avenues lah to seek help, right? In terms of depression and all that.
Yeah.
But we cannot belittle the effects of zikir.
Yeah. Yalah. So that's why I say I'm guilty of that, because last time I used to belittle it. I didn't see it as something that is strong, that can help me. But life has humbled me and really pushed me to the ground, that I feel that zikir is the only way out. Allah is the only way out.
But I think maybe also it's also partly a symptom of this modern world where we want instant results.
Yeah, that's true.
Macam, you know, you sakit, okay, makan Panadol, instant result, instant relief. We are too used to having things instantly, I find. So when calamity strikes, and the process of zikir is a long one. Zikir, doa and all that. We don't know when the solution is going to come also.
Yeah.
So I think maybe that's why it's somewhat become less popular in that sense. Like, you know, we don't see this as solution, and we look for other means lah. So I think there's value in these things and the various approaches, and we should not belittle the effects of zikir and effects of just sitting down and asking Allah for help in these kinds of situations.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting story. Maybe I'll read out a bit more about Salama.
This episode is sponsored by Emerald Law LLC.
With Emerald Law, you get skilled advocacy and practical solutions.
Contact 9711-8078 for any legal matters. Okay. See you next time.